Hey guys, I am back with another project like process video, and I will be continuing with my freshman year of college, 2008-2009, and this is the week of Christmas, and we decided to go to Whistler, which is in Vancouver, Canada. It's a very popular tourist place. A lot of people like to go skiing there and snowboarding, so I decided to use the Kelly Perky December Daily 2015 kit in this layout, and I do add those corrugated gold thickers. I believe they're called Charmed, if you are curious, because those are the only thickers I had that there was enough letters to spell out Whistler. So I do use my Kelly Perky. I don't think I did a haul video on this, but I wouldn't say recently, but I think probably 2-3 weeks ago, I did finally buy another set of Kelly Perky ink pads, which is the coffee and donut. I believe that's what it was called. It has like two different brown colors, a blue and a pink, because I really love brown ink. So I decided to use the darker brown ink on that title card for the date and so forth. So this is a photo of, well, actually my mother took this photo, and this was, see, what happened was me, my cousin, and my brother, we decided to leave a lot earlier before everyone else, because my cousin especially, he's a huge snowboarder fan. He likes to snowboard a lot, so he wanted to get to Whistler early before it starts getting busy and stuff. So my mom took a photo of before they left, so I thought this was really great to add in my album. And I really don't like those white borders. I don't know why Snapfish did that to this photo, but I decided to use those vellum washi tape, and I'm not a big fan of those Studio Calico, like really thick vellum tapes. I just don't like the size of it, and I just add that on the sides so the white part doesn't look too bad. So I did the journaling already on this card, talking about what me and my brother did. We're not huge sport people. We don't do snowboarding or anything, so we decided to watch a Adam Sandler movie called Bedtime Stories. And here is a bobsled that the Van Ock committee made for themselves, which is right outside of one of their main buildings, because Whistler was one of the places that a lot of the Olympians were going to do their skiing and snowboarding and so forth. But I did skip a 3x4, which I will show you in the end, because I had this new interactive idea that I came up with, and I really love how it came out. So for this 3x4 card, I don't really like how it came out, to be honest. I'm not a big fan of splitting words unless they're like word sticker, like a word sticker that has a full sentence or something. But when it comes to just a single word and you're splitting it, it irks me for some reason. But I had to do it for this card because I couldn't think of any other word to put besides family. And I do add some of those chipboards to that card, and that is pretty much it for that 3x4. And here is a photo of Whistler when we arrived, and there was a few people there. I wouldn't say there was a lot, but they just started opening and so forth. So I do add more of those vellum tapes on the side of those white parts, because the white they did the same thing with this photo as well. So I do add some more of those chipboard stickers. And it was really cold up there. Like, I don't mind snow, but I don't like to be in the snow. I like to look at it from inside of a warm house. So it was really cold that day. And here is a photo of my family and I added that acetate piece from the kit, and I decided to staple it right in the corner, and it was hard to cut the very tiny bit off of that side, because I actually accidentally cut off a little bit off of the photo. And then I do add more of those vellum tapes, and I just cut a little bit off so it can just show the merry and bright, and just add maybe a little bit more green to this photo. So I believe I do add another chipboard sticker on top, or actually underneath that merry and bright word, so it has a little bit more color besides green. And that is pretty much it for that 4x6. And here is an interactive thing. What I did was I made a slit, and I know this is going to irk some of you project lifers, but I wanted to try it out. And of course I made sure the other side of the page protector was not cut through, so I just used a very thick cardstock inside the pocket, and then use my craft knife to make that slit to fit my dad's business card, because I forgot to add this in the previous week where my dad had his VANOC committee party. So I decided, hey, since these photos has one of the buildings that VANOC has and the bobsled and so forth, I thought, hey, I might as well just add his business card here. And those tab stickers are from a very old Fancy Pants collection called The Good Life. So I just wanted to add a tab on this business card, so when it's in the slit, people can pull it out and just look at it at themselves, for themselves. Excuse me. So with those 2 sequin acetates, I did staple those on the corner of that 3x4 card, so they're pretty much like corner holders for the business card. And I do write on that tab pull so people don't get confused, because I want them to know that this is an interactive element on this particular page. And then I just put in parentheses dad's card. I wanted to add business card, but I knew business wasn't going to fit, or that whole sentence wasn't going to fit in that tiny space, so I just wrote dad's card. And of course, that photo in the corner is the last photo of this layout that I will finish up. So as you can see there, I put in the card, and so people can just pull it in and out and put it back. I think it's the putting back in I'm kind of worried about, because you have to be really careful with those page protectors, especially once it gets a cut in it. You have to be really careful not to make the hole bigger. So that's the only thing I'm worried about when people put if people actually do pull it in and out. That's the only thing I'm worried about, is that hole getting bigger and might get a little bit worse, but I hope that won't be a problem. So I don't think I decorated this photo, because to be honest, I didn't really know what to say about it. But I do, on that 3x4 card with the red background and stars, on the top portion of that card I will write a little bit about how I am proud that my father worked in Vancouver for his second Olympics, and at least it's great to have some proof, because I'm one of those, I know this is kind of bad, I'm probably not the only one, but I was one of those kids that when your parents tell you something that they did in the past, like my father told me he used to be in a band when he was in high school, and I didn't believe him for a very long time because there was no proof, because my father can play the guitar, and he can sing, but I don't my mom thinks that he's always out of tune. So, and my father would tell me stories that when his band leader would hear him sing, he would tell him, Mike, you just play the guitar and leave the singing to me. So I finally saw photos of my dad in his band, and it just, when you have proof, your kids can finally believe you. But anyways, that is pretty much it for this layout, and I hope you like it, and I hope that interactive idea is something that you guys might want to try out in your project life. But like I said, be careful when you use your craft knife, and make sure it doesn't go through on the other side, and just put a really thick cardstock inside the pocket when you do cut. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.